turret, laying down fire on the German forward positions. Chaffee pulled right forward now to try and turn the German flank. German infantrymen in the dugouts remain putting up small arms fire. Not able to do much against the arms, but hopefully keeping the American infantry at bay as they flank out into the centre, taking whatever they can. German tank 50 caliber machine gun on top of the turret. Letting down a very effective fire. Chaffee also carrying, I think, a 50 cal. Moved right forward towards the German trenches now. German infantry in the right front, now heavily engaged, putting up a glittering small arms fire and forcing the American soldiers away from the flank and into the centre, where a lot of the German forces have not yet been engaged. The position of the German front line, machine gun, MG-42, the most effective machine gun of the Second World War. Such a success, in fact, that it was used right up until the present day, and in modified form is still used by armed forces around the world. Certainly the best heavy machine gun of the Second World War. Great use of the front line by German forces at this stage of the war, and a very effective and deadly weapon. Heavy machine gun position in the centre of the German line being reinforced. The Germans realising that the secret for today is to maintain the centre of their line and not allow the front to be taken. We can see through the haze of battle on the battlefield,
just see someone pop up over that embankment a minute ago. Thinking he's got a gun, it wasn't actually camera.
There are some other Allied forces, we think it's British infantrymen, coming forward on the left, using the cover of the hedgerows and the trees. A light unit without any armour or heavy equipment coming forward with a light reconnaissance vehicle. Some of the German positions on the right flank now being overrun, and we can see, as always happened on the battlefield, the medical units coming straight forward. Many casualties sustained on all sides by the medical forces. A very large proportion of Victoria Crosses, won in the British forces, were won by members of the medical corps, medical units, and we can see the German units on the right flank are now giving up. Many of them have been overrun, now taking casualties, and in fact the Allied commander's strategy for trying to turn the flank seems to be proving a success. You can also see German medics on the field. Many of the German soldiers now being taken prisoners. Remains to see whether they'll survive as prisoners. Very often prisoners were shot in the battlefield. This is what was called a war crime, and the German army were accused of doing it. In fact, every armed force in the Second World War did it. Very often was the necessity of war. It was simply not possible to look after or keep secure any large numbers of prisoners, and many prisoners were shot almost out of hand for purely strategic reasons. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the true face of war. The German centre now seems to have been taken further, the machine gun unit surrendering. American infantry sweeping in from the Germans' right flank, and the American armour closing in. too close to engage with the heavy weapons, but maintaining coverage of the German front with the 50 calibers.
Down there, you know, like they've been shot. One of them just had to get up and run around the back and now putting fire out.
Now we see on the German left flank, we can see British infantry approaching, possibly a reconnaissance unit, not committed to this particular skirmish, but advancing forward on the German left, and we can see them now moving forward. The British Tommies moving forward to take the far left flank of the German positions, as we can see the American infantrymen moving up the German positions to meet them. We can see now that some of the Allied fire is coming down behind the German positions. We have the ruined building, the farmhouse behind the main German lines, which is obviously the forward headquarters of the commanders there. Ladies and gentlemen, please show your appreciation for the reenactors of World War II. A line-up, all the units lining up and doing the most important thing at the end of any reenactment, which is a weapons inspection. I myself do reenactment, and it's a very necessary part. Check that your weapon hasn't jammed, and the armourer, allocated armourer for each unit inspecting the weapons, each soldier declaring that his weapon is clear, the breech is clear, and he has no blocked rounds. Any unfired rounds obviously have to be taken care of. German forces, the Großdeutschland, lining up to do their weapons inspection. The Tommies at the far left doing likewise, and of course the American GIs moving back to their positions to do their line-up. And of course clean up